And President Trump's aides are getting more and more concerned about his mental state following days of insane outbursts, according to Business Insider. Now, they spoke to sources inside the White House and familiar with the situation, and they got some fun quotes. So let me go to one former White House official who spoke in the condition of anonymity, of course. He told Business Insider, quote, "Nobody knows what to expect from him anymore." That's interesting. They said, "It's because his mood changes from one minute to the next based on some headline or tweet. And the next thing you know, his entire schedule gets tossed out the window because he's losing his shit." Yikes. Yeah, look, I know this has been going on for the last couple of years, so you guys aren't shocked. So now the question, I guess, is, has it been getting worse? Because honestly, I can't tell anymore. I don't even know. All metrics of normality have been broken. We live in this the like we're living in the proximity of a tear in the space time continuum of stupid that he has ripped a hole into. And I just don't know where we're at anymore. What's normal anymore, guys? I don't know. I don't know. Has he been getting worse? Has he been getting dumber? Or was he always this dumb? I can't even tell anymore. This is again the insanity that we live in, right? So now sources told the Insider that the president's advisors are particularly worried about his stubborn refusal to acknowledge that a tweet he sent over the weekend claiming that Alabama was going to be hit by the Hurricane Dorian, was false. They believe that his frustration is compounded by stress about the 2020 election and the economy's recent downturn. One former official had said, quote, "People are used to the president saying things that aren't true, but this Alabama stuff is another story." This was the president sending out patently false information about a national emergency situation as it was unfolding. Now, again, look at this sentence, right? They're basically saying, yeah, the president lies all the time. We know he lies all the time. He says false things every day. I mean, thousands of times within the last couple of years. We know he lies. We know he lies. We're in the inside. We hear it all the time, right? But this lie was above all the other lies because he was lying about something that put people's lives in danger. Now, this had one Republican strategist who was in frequent contact with the White House saying to Business Insider on Friday, quote, "He's deteriorating in plain sight." Asked why the president was obsessed with Alabama, that same strategist said, quote, "You should ask the psychiatrist about that. I'm not sure I'm qualified to comment." Ouch, man. Ouch. And you know what? You want to speak about qualifications? That's okay. You can speak anyway. You know why? Because, look, Trump wasn't qualified to be president in the first place. Nobody needs to be qualified for anything anymore, which is why earlier today I actually just applied to be a pilot because I have no training and a fear of heights. Because nothing means anything anymore. I'm not serious about being a pilot. But that's the way it seems, you know? In fact, it seems like the more educated that you are, the less people, at least people on the right, tend to think of you. Because there is a section of this country that literally hates facts, they hate education, and happen to overwhelmingly support Donald Trump. Because, of course. So, more quotes here. Anthony Scaramucci. Now, Scaramucci is former White House communications director, and he's now never Trump, reformed Trump supporter. He's talking about it all the time, and I tend to think that it's a little bit cynical, or I think in a more cynical way that it's more politically calculated, et cetera, et cetera. But whatever, right? He weighed in. He said this. He said, "quote, I think the president is in severe mental decline, and I'm not saying that now because I'm a political adversary or I disavowed him. I'm saying that objectively, just looking at what's going on. But again, see, we've already known this. We see this. I've been saying this for quite some time. Scaramucci and some of the others, you guys are super late to the party. Like this has been known for quite some time. In fact, there was an op-ed last year that said, "Hey, look, Trump's an idiot. We know Trump's an idiot. We know he's mentally unfit. We know he regularly ignores the laws, throws fits, he's easily distracted, has no idea what he's doing. We know all that stuff. But we also know that we will not use our power under the Constitution, the 25th Amendment, to remove him. In the 25th Amendment, in case you weren't sure what that was, that allows the cabinet to get together and say, we believe this president is mentally unfit for office, and we will use our power to remove him from that office for his own safety and for the country's own safety. That cabinet, they had enough to write a strongly worded letter saying, yes, everything that you've been saying about him being mentally unfit is completely true. But that's it. They didn't have the balls, they didn't have the spine to actually say, but now we're going to do something about it and we're going to remove it. Maybe it's because they are scared of his rabid base. I don't know. But now, those so-called adults in the room, most of them who could have done something, they're gone. Either fired or they quit. And have all been replaced, essentially, with ass-kissing sycophants. Because, unfortunately, that's what's going on here. Now, one more interesting tidbit from this. One person who was close to Trump's legal team during the Russia investigation told Business Insider that his public statements, Trump's, were nothing compared to what he's like behind closed doors. The person said, quote, he's like a bull seeing red. There's just no getting through to him. And you can kiss your plans for the day goodbye because you're basically stuck looking after a 4-year-old now. Our president is a 4-year-old throwing a tantrum. I know. These are people who are close to him. Those are people who see him every day, know him, or at least were very close to people who did. And they found this behavior. This is not normal. And I keep having to say this because once we stop saying this is not normal, is the time where it starts becoming normal. And this kind of crap cannot be normalized. This kind of behavior can and should not be normalized. Because I'm afraid of what happens afterwards. If this is considered normal, then what do you have to do to really, be considered a danger to this country? He is mentally unhinged. He is unfit for office, and nobody is going to do anything about it. I mean, if only we had someone in a position. Now, since we don't have the cabinet that's willing to do the 25th Amendment, if only we had somebody in the position where they could actually do something, somebody who maybe speaks for the people who represent us, perhaps in the House of Representatives, or if we had a House of Representatives, right? But, of course, there seems to be nobody there that's willing to do that, who's actually willing to do the right thing and to, do something, right? To do the right thing, impeachment perhaps, to get this president who is mentally degenerate out of the White House. And we just don't have anyone who's capable of doing that. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.